All right, now let's get into movies. Going to the movies anymore in current year is kind of an exercise in financial planning. You have to take out a small loan for the ticket and the popcorn, sit through 30 minutes of ads, and then pray that the person next to you knows how to chew with their mouth closed. It's really a magical experience, isn't it?
Welcome, nerds, to the Clips channel. You are about to watch the movie news for the week, at least since the last time you were here, probably. So, movie news, this is a smaller portion of a larger video. If you want to get all of the nerdy news, all of the pop culture stuff that's going on, go check out the main channel, Generally Nerdy. The name of the show you're looking for is called The Week in Nerddom, and that's where you can get everything. Or you can just stay here and specifically watch movie news. We're going to talk about upcoming movies. We're going to talk about things that are happening in the box office right now, see how they're doing, that kind of stuff, and yeah, the kind of everything pertaining to movies. So let's jump into that.
So, are you tired? Are you tired? There's the logo. Are you tired of energy that tastes like you just licked a 9-volt battery? Honestly, that's why I drink DUBBY. It's clean energy that it gives you zero jitters, no crash. One of my favorite flavors that they have over at DUBBY is the Calio Cream. Actually, today I'm drinking my other favorite flavor, the more favoriter flavor, which is the s'mores. Again, cheat code here, if you want the best flavor of the s'mores, it's to be mixed with milk, but if you mix it with coconut milk, it just sets it off to a whole nother level. So if you want to try the first s'mores flavored energy drink, which again is a whole other thing, then go to, once again, dubby.gg, that is DUBBY.gg, use code GenerallyNerdy at checkout to get your 10% off of everything in your cart. I get a kickback, you get some awesome stuff, and DUBBY sells some merch, and everybody wins. Olives and corrections, the big one I think here, this one of the big ones anyway, is Mortal Kombat 2. The movie has been delayed to May of 2026. The studio says it's because of overwhelming positive reception by the test audiences, which translates to we just trying to maximize our profits, so we're going to put it out 8 months after we said we were going to put it out. They're putting out merchandise with the original October 24th release date on it. Currently in stores now, there are Jones Soda's promotional drinks that have that release date on it. So if you find one, I'm sure it'll become a collector's item soon. But it seems that Warner Brothers really can't help themselves but to piss off the fans, because this was an executive decision. This has nothing to do with the state of the movie, because the movie is finished, it is edited, it is ready to ship. This has nothing to do with the director. That has nothing to do with reshoots. This is going to sit on a shelf for 8 months, and then they're going to send it to theaters because reasons. D23 this year, Marvel has shown a teaser for Doomsday, which has the internet abuzz, and now everybody's going to be cycling through every frame of... Really, it's just a Paul Rudd photobomb, so I don't see the excitement here. And then continuing with the absurdity in the theatrical release window news, we have Nobody 2, which was out in theaters, I don't know if you know this, not that long ago, is already available on digital 18 days after its theatrical run. 18 days, which really gives us the idea that the concept of a theatrical run is kind of just a joke anymore. Punchline, really. Trailers for movies this week. We got one that is worth looking at, and it's Silent Hill. After years of development hell, we finally got a proper trailer for Return to Silent Hill, which it looks to be a pretty direct adaptation of Silent Hill 2, the game, which is perfect. Complete with James Sunderland, the iconic fog, and even freaking Pyramid Head, because please and thank you. Here is to hoping, let's cross all of our fingers and toes. Here is to hoping that they get the iconic atmosphere and the oppressive nature of the game fully captured into this movie, which is what made that story a masterpiece. Regular as news, we got to start on a downbeat. We got some sad stuff. Brilliant character actor Graham Greene has passed away at the age of 73. His Oscar-nominated role in Dances with the Wolves is probably how you might initially remember him, but he's been in all kinds of stuff, from The Last of Us. He was in The Ill-Fated Echo. Basically, anytime Hollywood needed native representation in a film, Graham Greene was the first dude they called. Greene was absolutely a phenomenal talent that brought depth, even when it was something silly. It still had just the weight of his abilities behind him, and he absolutely will be missed. So let's take a moment and remember Graham Greene.
A very strange thing, they'd hand you the script where you had this speak the way they thought Native people spoke. And in order to get my foot in the door a little further, I did it. I went along with it for a while.
Give me some native talk.
Oh, from then?
No, yeah. If you're teaching me how to. Okay, so Robert's gonna play a native guy. I know I probably shouldn't, but how do I talk?
Okay, you gotta look stoic. Okay, you gotta look stoic. Don't smile when he says that, and stand there like this, for God's sake, and look like that. Okay, and don't look at him.
Don't look at him. Okay.
But when you do, say. Grunt a lot. You gotta grunt a lot. I said, do I do that when I'm talking to you? He said, no, you don't, but this is what the writers want. They want to see that. And I said, oh, fuck. He said, really? I suppose if I was a black man, you want to do me a hand bone and say, yes, sir, oh, right away, sir. Oh, massa, I'm telling you, but I don't know what's going on, massa. And they said, the guy looked at me. Deadpan. I said, that's it. You got the look. That's perfect. That's the way you should look. That's the way I should look. The way you're looking. He didn't know what to say.
Let's pick things up. Let's get out of that slump. We have news that is kind of an inevitability considering the state of Hollywood these days, but Call of Duty movie is officially in the works at Paramount. The project has been kind of floating around for over a decade in Hollywood, but now it seems they're serious with plans for an entire cinematic universe. The biggest challenge here is going to be adapting the franchise's famous first-person's perspective, which I don't know if they're actually going to try to do, but it'll be interesting. Also, the multiplayer mayhem that is associated with this as well. Let's just hope that whatever they do land on is a little bit more John Wick and a little bit less Doom.
So, are you enjoying this little nugget of nerd news? Well, this is honestly just the little appetizer. This is just a taste of things. The full 4-course meal of nerd rage and news information is actually over on the main channel, Generally Nerdy. So go over there to get the full story. But before you do, don't forget to, hit the subscribe button here, because these are the bite-sized chunks, and maybe the like button if you legitimately like what's going on, and just be sure to spread the word. Now that you've done those things, go off and hit that main course, because I know you're hungry for more nerd news.
Moving along with other new adaptations of things we're familiar with, we have the writer from the 28 Years Later sequel titled Bone Temple. It's going to be out later next year. Says that the infected in his movie are not going to be purely antagonists, which is interesting, calling his version of the story the weird, deranged cousin to the original, which honestly is kind of an intriguing way to put that. And finally, the writer from the whatever exists of a Goonies sequel has gone on record to say that things are, quote, moving in the right direction, unquote, which is what they've been saying about the Goonies sequel for 40 freaking years. So as soon as something actually happens, maybe we'll believe it then. And that puts us into suggestions for movies this week. Do yourself a favor and watch Blade Runner, the director's cut. I'm not talking about the sequels. I'm not talking about the anime. I am talking about the 1982 masterpiece, the director's cut version of that. Absolutely stay away from the theatrical cut, but the director's cut is where it's at. It is sci-fi noir classic. It's the big questions about what it means to be human, and its practical effects on the miniature work. Just everything in this movie. Honestly, it looks so amazing. Even today, it looks light years better than pretty much any of the CG that we've been getting in modern science fiction and fantasy attempts. So yeah, that is your suggestion for the week, the director's cut of Blade Runner.
Thank you very much, nerds, for tuning in. If you want to level up your nerdy, geeky, pop culture knowledge, then don't forget to subscribe and do all of the things. Go check out the main channel, Generally Nerdy, for the larger portion. Again, you get all of the sections into one convenient video over on Generally Nerdy. The name of the show is The Week in Nerddom. Thank you for checking out this clip. We will see you next time. Before we go, though, always remember that if it's generally nerdy, it's probably here.